when VC told you that it is very tough being in Calcutta, so how did it feel to you?
गवर्नमेंट इज गिविंग यू पेंशन, खाने पीने के लिए काफी है। अब जो भी काम करना fearlessly करना बगैर
What sort of problem is you were visualizing at that time?
that this legacy institute has reached this state, and people clearly told me the names of Arun Kumar Singh and S.K. Mukherjee.
Within first few weeks, what are the major few things which you observed that there were some bottlenecks?
Our background is given the Navy. We strongly believe in one thing, which I think I applied in IMU Calcutta also. There are no good or bad subordinates. They are only good or bad leaders.
When you came to the campus at that time, sir, you must have seen that director's bungalow is not there for a director. Office was also not there. I remember it was in renovation, I guess. So how did you feel about it?
Going to an appointment, keep it in mind, whatever you do, the fruits will be by the next person.
Namaskar. Welcome to second episode of Yugen Radio, where we have interesting, thought-provoking discussion about global maritime community, aviation professionals, real estate projects, and interesting sustainable development ideas with experts of their respective field. Yugen is a Japanese word which symbolizes profound and enchanting. And we are very thankful to DMET Club and Yugen Infra, which is doing a very excellent real estate project in Goa, incorporating all the sustainable development norms. So today we are having a very profound and enchanting personality with us, Commodore Ashok Bhal, who served as a former director at Indian Maritime University Kolkata campus, erstwhile Directorate of Marine Engineering and Training, Calcutta. Yugen in Sanskrit means yug. Yug means time, a period of time which changes. Yug Pravartak. So we believe that Commodore Ashok Bahal's legacy is a Yug Pravartak event in the history of DMET, particularly his tenure before and after Corona. So myself, Harsh Sinha, 8111, class of 2020 from DMET Calcutta.
Myself, Kartik Keshari, class of 2022, roll number 8640, DMET.
So today we will be having an interesting discussion with Commodore Ashok Bhal. So firstly, we will be starting with your experience as before coming to DMET. Tell me something about your life, sir. Means we are currently we know only that you born and brought up in Lucknow. Can you tell something more about it?
Okay, thanks Harsh, thanks Kartik, and pleasure to be here for this show. I'll start from the very beginning. I was born in a Rajput family. My father was a textile engineer, and I was born in Calcutta, which is my mother's place before marriage. So my initial schooling was, because my father was in a transferable job, St. Thomas High School, Dehradun, Colvin Talukadar College, Lucknow, Jubilee College, Lucknow. And then I joined IIT Roorkee. At that time, it was University of Roorkee. And first year, I got the branch of chemical engineering. Somehow, I had a passion for electrical engineering. I wanted to change the branch. So I studied very hard in the first year and topped the chemical engineering branch. So I had an option to change to electrical engineering. During the first year, the course is common. And in the pre-final year, I got selected for Indian Navy. In the fourth year, I got some stipend of 750 rupees, which was a very big amount in 1977. And I joined Indian Navy in the electrical branch. So after the initial training and ship time of 2.5 years, I got selected for MTech to IIT Kharagpur and spent 2 years there. And as soon as I came back, they wanted some communication specialist because that was my specialization in MTech. So I was deputed to USA for a very low frequency project, where the very low frequency equipment was being made, and the project was 125 crore at that time. And I got trained from there, did the overseeing of it, and came back. And suddenly from USA, It was a 180-degree phase shift because I was posted at a godforsaken place called Tirunal Valley, very near to Kanyakumari, where nothing was there. That was the very low frequency site. And 3 years was absolutely till such time the project was commissioned. In Navy, I served on aircraft carrier, destroyer, frigate, in the fleet staff, and extensive sailing in the fleet staff. Much more than what people sail in merchant navy, because one ship goes and comes back, then the fleet staff embarks the next ship. So fleet staff is always sailing. The ships may keep changing. Rather, during 1999 to 2000, when we were scaling to the new millennium year, we were deputed to South China Sea to take the photograph of the new millennium sun. I was on INS Trishul when we were towing INS Andaman when it sank. So it was a challenging appointment. Then through PSB interview after 34 years in Navy, I got selected at Director Hindustan Shipyard Limited and subsequently became chairman there. So very good innings there. And it is a different ball game because when you work on ships and submarines, you are in an air conditioning requirement. But when you are in shipyard and when you are either building a ship or repairing a ship or a submarine, there is no air condition. And the temperature ranges from 45 to 55 inside because the outside metallic hull where there is no rubber also gets literally heated up. It's a tough life. And that is why a lot of people do not want to join shipyard, though it is a very good opportunity there for you to really know how the equipment functions. After that, there was a 1-year cooling period as per government norms. And then I joined IMU Calcutta.
Wow.
It is also why I came to IMU Calcutta. There are two reasons for it. There was a time after 12th when I had got selected for DMET, but somehow could not join because I went to IT. So I always wanted to, I had a knack that I should see a DMET. Secondly, I was not given a very good impression when the interview was going on before the interview about IMU Calcutta, that things are not well there. If you will go there, the environment is not good. But somehow I had a net of meeting the challenges, and I thought if something is so rock bottom, it can't go further down. It's a good opportunity. You will only go up. You can't go further down. So when the Vice Chancellor asked me, you have any choice? So I said, Calcutta. And he was literally shocked. So immediately he whispered to the next person, before he changes his mind,
Send him there.
Send him to Calcutta.
Yes.
But it was a blessing in disguise because I was the first director to join Calcutta immediately within 15 days. And then made me the senior most director out of all the people there. And I was a member of the executive council.
So
That is the history of my before joining
DMET.
DMET. When I was doing my MTech at IIT Kharagpur also, I used to come to Netaji Subhash because that was my parents' establishment.
Yes.
I had only heard 3 things about Calcutta: Fort William, Eden Garden, and DMET. There was no third thing which people were talking in 81 to 83. So that is the legacy which was being talked in 81 to 83. 3 things only: Fort William, Eden Garden, and DMET.
Wow, sir, it's a very enchanting things which you have told to us, and we really feel motivated that from 81 to 83 our college was so famous and so well known that a person who has his hidden desire to come to this college, ultimately after making his life a very successful career, he then again came back to DMET. So I think, sir, we have enough of this formal kind of discussion, so we can have some informal discussion or something which peeks more into your life and your journey. So we will be now talking in Hindi and English mixed. Will that work for you, sir?
Yes, most certainly.
So Kartik, if you can ask.
Yes, certainly. So thank you for the opportunity. Now, sir, one very basic question. So when VC told you that it is very tough being in Calcutta, so how did it feel to you? I mean, what did you think about it? Did you went to someone to ask what is challenges there and what you found?
When I was in Hindustan Shipyard Limited, the then Joint Secretary Defense Mr. Gyanesh Kumar had told me one thing, कि see, you have had your innings in Navy, government is giving you pension, खाने पीने के लिए काफी है, अब जो भी काम करना fearlessly करना बगैर डरे. He was a very fine officer. Today he is the Chief Election Commissioner.
Yeah, Gyanesh Kumar.
Right? I spoke to him few days back. So that guideline I thought, if why in my third inning I should do a desk appointment. If you have to do a challenging appointment. So if there is and I had a soft corner because I was born in Calcutta. So I had a soft corner towards at that time towards the DMET. If you have to do something of any worth, why not go there and do it? Let it be a challenge. And yes, the challenge started from day one itself.
Just to stop you here, sir, just one more question. When you learned that there is some sort of problem in Calcutta campus, कुछ समस्याएं हैं वहां पे, क्या आपको ऐसा नहीं लगा कि एक बार हम जितने जो पहले लोग हैं, आई थिंक बिफोर यू ईश्वरा अरुण किशोर सर वाज डायरेक्टर एट दैट कैंपस, तो क्या आपको एक फीडबैक मिला था इस कैंपस में आने के पहले, या एक ब्रीफिंग जो जिसे कह सकते हैं कि एक ब्रीफिंग होती है ना किसी भी नए अपॉइंटमेंट के पहले, तो व्हाट सॉर्ट ऑफ ब्रीफिंग यू गॉट एंड व्हाट सॉर्ट ऑफ प्रॉब्लम मींस यू वर विजुअलाइजिंग एट दैट टाइम, कि मतलब क्या समस्याएं उस समय आ सकती है. कंसिडर यू योरसेल्फ इन लास्ट ऑफ नवंबर 2018. अब उस समय आपके दिमाग में क्या चल रहा था?
See, what briefing, I would be frank, what I got was that there was ill treatment to the previous director. उनको सड़क पे बिठा दिया गया था, unceremoniously वो गए, which was not good. There is too much of friction. There are goods there. One is a TMC group, another group. There is a DMET group. There is a non-DMET group. There is external interference. There is a mosque inside. There is a free for all things. But also there was a silver lining which was told to me, that there is one community who feels very bad that this legacy institute has reached this state. And people clearly told me the names of Arun Kumar Singh and S.K. Mukherjee. So the first thing which I did was, within a few days of joining, I had a meeting with the alumni. That is Harish Agrawal ji, Prabodh Majumdar ji, Alok ji, to know how much bad you feel. Because there is one truth. You can't improve if you don't feel bad.
Identifying a problem is first step towards its solution.
What was your first challenge then, sir?
My first challenge was that I took over from Professor Arun Kishore, and the next day he put up his request for transfer.
So what did you feel about it, sir?
No, see, one thing is very sure. Everybody, when you sit on a chair, you don't see personal interests. You have only institution in mind. If personal interests are met along with the institutional interests, well and good. Otherwise, the institute takes priority. Please have no doubt about that. So I met all the faculty. I took a thing, how much faculty is required. I had an idea. I had read about UGC norms. I had an idea that what is the requirement. So I told IMU headquarters that I am not recommending this. This is the request, forwarded but not recommended. Simple. And I told Arun Kishore also that it is not recommended as of now. And I told him, if you are in my chair, you will also do the same thing.
Another thing is that कि sir, मुझे लगता है कि after you carried forward this legacy of Arun Kishore Ishwara sir, that you stayed in the campus. क्योंकि उसके पहले directors used to stay outside the campus. So while staying in the campus, within first few weeks, what are the major few things which you observed that there were some bottlenecks and there were some good things? Suppose you are walking through the campus, you are doing a sentiment analysis of the people who are staying there. You are listening to the concerns of the students. I remember that time. So what were the first three, four problems or 3-4 major things which came to your mind?
See, we, because of our background, is given the Navy, we strongly believe in one thing, which I think I applied in IMU Calcutta also. They are no good or bad subordinates. They are only good or bad leaders. So there is no point blaming anybody. Secondly, you will never get the best in any appointment. You will only get a cross section of people. It is for you how you extract work out from them. Everybody has got a positive. Third thing, if you are heading an educational institute, there is only one focus and nothing else. Welfare of the students. That is why the government is paying you. That is why you are there. There is no other motive. There is no other focus area. If there is no student welfare in your mind, so firstly, to know about the student welfare, you have to talk to them. You have to listen to the other side, right? And then you have to apply your mind. There will be few students who would be very, very rational, very this thing. There will be one odd students who wanted chicken from breakfast, lunch and dinner, and paneer also in addition. So you have to apply your mind at that time that what is the rational and how much you can give at that time. But listen to everybody, because half the problem gets resolved once you listen to that person. And most of the time you would have seen it to me. If a cadet was telling me something standing, I mostly didn't sit on my chair. I also used to stand.
True.
Yeah.
That we have observed.
These minor things do remember.
So, when you came to the campus at that time, sir, you must have seen that director's bungalow is not there for a director. Office was also not there. I remember it was in renovation, I guess. So, how did you feel about it? How was it for you? How?
See, when you are going to an appointment, keep it in mind, whatever you do, the fruits will be by the next person.
True.
You have to leave something. If I made the director bungalow, it is for the next person to enjoy. If somebody will make it, so I knew that sometime after the settling down, this director bungalow DMET house, because I always had in mind the director should stay inside. And I got a letter also issued from the headquarters that the director will never get HRA henceforth. He will stay in that earmarked bungalow. If he goes and stays out, he will not get HRA. It's an earmarked bungalow for him. So this also letter I have got it issued so that the director stays inside the campus. It is very essential. And see, this is nothing which I have invented. There is a letter from headquarters that director is exempted from doing that finger attendance picture because he's on duty 24/7.
Mm.
So if you are on duty 24/7, you have to be inside the campus 24/7.
True.
Where is the doubt? That is why you don't punch that attendance.
Sir, I will ask two quick questions. May sound something controversial also, but I will ask. First question was, there was a problem in the campus. Was first problem which I saw when I came to college in 2016 was the problem of waterlogging, because I remember our admission time was of July last and August first week, and there was a huge waterlogging in the campus. You must have seen that also when you came to the campus. So, how did you manage to get that this problem needs to be addressed first, because it gives a very negative impression to the future students who are coming to the campus? First question. Second question is, you have explained in your first remark that there was a mosque problem in the campus, and there are various other problems which are associated with the local politics of West Bengal comparatively. तो आपने इस ये जो दो समस्याएं देखी, एक वाटर लॉगिंग का और ये जो लोकल पॉलिटिक्स की वजह से जो कैंपस में समस्याएं हो रही थी, ये दोनों समस्याओं को आपने किस परिप्रेक्ष्य में देखा और किस परिप्रेक्ष्य में इसको सॉल्व करने के लिए कदम उठाए?
See, let me be very frank with you. Very few people know this. See, when I was the Director General CPWD who was sitting in Delhi was my batchmate. The ADG of Calcutta Zone Sashikant was my junior. So I had quietly called them and got it assessed कि what will happen, and they only said this is what like problem can only be clarified if you make a new road because outside road level is continuously increasing. So that is how that road was made. So you have to find a time how to get it done. So when Harsh came to me that he wanted a pre-passing out ceremony, the idea stuck to me that if I call a VVIP, then on that, guys, I can get that road made and auditorium done. And that is where I decided that I will go and call on Jagdeep Dhankar and call him. Now, when Jagdeep Dhankar agreed to it, I talked to my batchmate CPWD that, bhai, we will please get this road done and we will get this thing sorted out. So he agreed. Headquarter had no other option because the invitation to Jagdeep Dhankar, I had got it signed by VC, making VC as the host. So he had no other option except to come for that, be a host. Right? So that is how things got it done. So see, you have to see the opportunity time and cash on that. Golden opportunities don't come twice, they come only once in a while. You have to get it done. And yes, in between there was a cyclone also, I have forgotten the name of it, where even the messes got flooded.
Yes, sir.
And I used to have students every day in front of my house that close to the institute, we want to go home. And I flatly said no, because you are going to ship. If with this much of 2 feet water, if you are afraid, what will you do at sea? And they listened also. The students always heard me. There was never any question when they have not heard me at all.
And problem of local politics, sir. Local politics in Bengal. If you want to answer, sir.
Why not? See, the local politics is very, very clear.
Hmm.
I had met Mr. Anwar Khan and Firhad Hakim. And I told them very clearly, see, we are running an educational institute. I would not like that. And I am a defense personnel. So let it be very clear that we both of us maintain our dignity. Right? And they had agreed to it. In between, yes, there were few quarrels, there were few fights with them, which normally happens. There were few people who were staying inside the mosque whom I had to eradicate out from there. So that happens. You have to work fearlessly. See, remember, the opposition, if you are fearless, the opposition always will do a measure thing. जो डर गया वो डर गया, जो नहीं डरा वो नहीं डरा.
So while all these things were going on, there might had been a challenge of preserving legacy of DMET, because the buildings there, junior hostel and senior hostel, they were still low lying. So how did you counter it, sir? I mean, there were elevation going on.
See, firstly, we made that road, we did the auditorium. Then I raised the case for the entire junior hostel renovation, which has been completed by now. New academic block, new hostel. See, with why I could get it done, because I had very good terms with CPWD. Otherwise, in government bureaucracies, these things take a lot of time. You will raise a case in between. Because of COVID, there was a problem of fund flow. There were no funds also, because the entire money by government was diverted toward COVID's program. But if you have a resolve and you are behind headquarters forcing them, see, in my time, things were very clear. I think I was forcing headquarters more than what they are. Now, the entire headquarters staff has told me that you were the one who were acting like a lion. Now we are having a breathing time.
Sir, just to add 2 more questions. Like, people are against you for one reason, means particularly my batchmates and my juniors, like that you have created another legacy. आपने ये जो डीएमईटी में जेसीसी, एससीसी और सीसीस के जो पोजीशंस थे, इनको रोटेशनल बेसिस पर कर दिया, इसको एक परमानेंट नहीं रहने दिया. एक तो ये क्वेश्चंस काफी लोगों ने हमसे बोला कि आपसे पूछने को, इसके पीछे क्या लॉजिक था आपका. और दूसरा कि मेनी ऑफ योर वर्क्स जो आपने कैंपस में किया, तो उसमें काफ़ी सारे आपके काम को ऐसा देखा जाता है कि आपने ईश्वरा अरुण किशोर जो आपके जस्ट पहले डायरेक्टर थे, उन्होंने, और he was also a DMETian. He is still in the campus. Perhaps one of the person who is still in the campus. Many of them left out. Many of the pass outs came to the campus and they left out also. But he is still there in the campus. So many of your works which you did in the campus is called that you have extended his work, and after your tenure he again became the director. Then आपके टेनियर के बाद उन्होंने आपके वर्क को, कुछ आपके काम को उन्होंने एक्सटेंड किया और कुछ आपने उनके काम को एक्सटेंड किया। तो ये जो 2 क्वेश्चंस थे, ये हमारे काफ़ी लोगों ने हमसे पूछा था कि आपसे एक बार इस विषय में आपकी राय जानने को।
Okay, see, I'll start with the thing.
You can talk in Hindi also.
Yeah. Just a background. When I was in Hindustan Shipyard Limited and we completed a Russian submarine refit Bangon on time, then headquarters CNC told me, "Ke, yaar, we know who has worked, but there are so many people who are taking credit. So what have you done?" So I told him only one thing, "Sir, this refit has been completed on time. This is what I have done. Just because the credit is being given to those people by me, the work has got done. What is my aim? To take credit, to get the work done. So if I have extended good works of Arun Kishore, that is what is called synergy.
Yes, sir.
Right? There is nothing wrong into it. He was doing a good work. I have extended that good work. Right? There were certain things new, like I got a gas turbine. That was my idea. Right? You always extend the work of your predecessor and your successor extend the work for you. This is how it is done. And remember one thing always, if your successor is doing better than you, that is credit to you.
True, sir. True.
Because you have left that sort of foundation there for him to do better. If he doesn't do well, you have not done your job. You have to leave a foundation where he does a good work.
And why you have made this rank holders positions on a rotational basis, for which you are actually blamed by a lot of people that you have made it a rotational basis. What was your logic?
See, one thing is very clear.
Yes.
Whatever and today I will be frank, whatever the SCC, CCs and names were first drafted and cleared by 2 people. That was by Arun Kishore and Mr. Mukherjee. Right? I have only made few changes there when I had tasked those people to give a certain feedback and get the work done, and they were not doing it. Then you have to give a chance to second person to do it. You can't continue like Modi keeps changing his cabinet and those ministers who are not performing are changed. So people who are not performing will be changed and somebody else would be given the opportunity. Right? The idea is not to punish anybody or not anybody. He will be given another opportunity.
So, as per you, sir, what is rational and what is importance of this rank holder system in the institution?
No organization can work unless and until there is a hierarchy. I personally feel this is a must. I was the one who briefed the director and briefed the VC, and it has been restored back again, which was removed at that time. You cannot take off a legacy of 70 years which has been working fine. Because when a person goes on board ship, there is only one thing which is to obey the orders. If he doesn't learn it here, tomorrow on board ship, he will meet the same person as his boss. Right? So then one thing is very clear, अगर किसी आदमी को सीखना है कोई चीज तो उसके तो 4 ही तरीके हैं ना भाई, साम दाम दंड भेद। तो अगर सीनियर थोड़ा दंड दे रहा है तो आपकी भलाई के लिए दे रहा है, उसको आपसे कोई बुरे इंटेंशन नहीं है, वो आपको सिखा रहा है कि एडवर्स सर्कमस्टांसेस में कैसे रहना चाहिए, बिकॉज द सेम थिंग यू विल फेस ऑन बोर्ड ऑल्सो. Right? I have sailed extensively. The condition will not be favorable. You will hear from your boss. If you complain against your boss, you will be gone out. So the seniors are to train you for adverse circumstances, and one must be prepared for it. And it is not that in DMET ragging is only to some extent only in DMET. It's at all the places. I have seen it in IIT Kharagpur. I have seen it in IIT Roorkee also. It is there at all places.
Another question is regarding placements. like you have navigated through a tough time of COVID-19. So during that time, there was a huge oppressed in the students, particularly regarding the placements. They were highly concerned about that. So how do you navigated to that situation, and what efforts you as a director took to restore the placement legacy of DMET? Because it used to be 100%. You might have listened because you were connected to this institute since class 12th. So what steps did you take?
See, one thing was, I realized that it is not correct for all the DMETians to only look one way, that is sailing on merchant navy. After all, you are an engineer, right? When you are an engineer, you have got the whole world in front of you. I had heard people have become IAS, the one who runs that Jodhpur
Jaipur dialogues.
Jaipur dialogues,
Sanjay Dikshit sir.
Sanjay Dikshit ji. People have become IAS. People can go to shipyard. I have gone. I came from shipyard. People can join Indian Navy. People can join PSUs. People can do business, and there's a plethora of opportunities in front of you. Everybody is not interested in money going, though most of the people are there. Secondly, a person can't be very selective. So at least I think I must have written letters to 100 agencies, both shipping as well as that you please take our people, please take them. And yes, slowly it start building up in people this thing. Yes, outside market placement has become tough because of, not because of DMET people were not there, because of the challenges from Vietnamese, Filipino and Koreans who are ready to work at a very less pay also. And secondly, my input was there that these Vietnamese and Filipinos, they are loyal. If they'll join a company, they will not change. Whereas Indians frequently change the company, right? So, which gives a very bad name to their, you people are aware of the Naman Kumar's case. So, but you have to take it on your stride and continuously take effort. And in the end, I think the placement has now improved to 92 to 93%.
Yeah.
Even few people after your batches, 3-4 people went to MBA because of their category. They could get IIM Indore and IIM another Kozhikode at 93, 94 percentile also.
Yes, sir.
It was only to guide them, bhai, why don't you try and give the exam, CAT exam, and go there. There's a reservation there, and they have happily gone and doing well also.
So a few days back, sir, we were having a conversation with one of the owner of shipping giant, a shipping giant owner. So when we informed him that now DMT is having placements more than 100%, so he said that it should be 200% for DMET, because in the India only DMET is the institution which offers excellence. So at your time for the placement, what did you find the bottlenecks there for the placements in cadets, in the institution, in shipping companies? What was the bottleneck there?
See, I have been told by placement agencies that DMET brand works. They were not very interested in your professional knowledge because that they would train you. What they wanted is discipline and attitude, right? I have been very particular on that. I did not allow even during off working hours people to roam around in bathroom sleepers and in shorts there, because that is the discipline you have to inculcate. If you go in front of the placement agency, out of 5 cadets, he should by look tell that he is a DMETian. As long as you are able to do that, automatically placements would improve. I know when I go to my son's office, I am able to make out even by seeing that this person is from IIM Ahmedabad.
Yes.
There is a distinct change, there is a distinct confidence, there is a distinct fire, enthusiasm in the face. And that is what the DMET brand is all about.
So you had that list. I remember you created an Excel sheet of each and every cadet, listing them in a red, yellow, and green. So what that effort was, sir, and how did you get it done?
See, I had asked, I think, almost every cadet that what do you want? Very easy question, but very difficult to answer. Okay, what do you want in life? Now, see, if when you ask a student, what do you want in life? You are not interested in the path. I will do engineering, I will do medical, I will do law. These are the paths to go somewhere. Where do you actually want to reach? Decide that. Now, most of the time, so I used to take people choice 1, choice 2, choice 3, and that was marked in the Excel sheet. Okay, what do you want? And then act accordingly, because there is no point giving him a push if he is not do that. If somebody is interested in money, then there's another opportunity. If somebody is interested in prestige, there's another opportunity for him.
So, sir, now I would be asking you a very straight question, and I would be requesting to be a very precise answer, not a diplomatic answer. There is a debate in the alumni, particularly our DMET alumni, among the cadets. When I was in the campus, that time also this debate was there. Currently, also this debate is still existing. That after coming to the grand umbrella of Indian Maritime University, why people are still talking about DMET? DMET is a legacy which has its own time in early 90s, and now early 90s, 91, 92, it existed till now, till then, and then it got converted into Mary. Now it is Indian Maritime University. So why people are very much uh, emotional about this DMET? I personally feel ki DMET legacy has something, and why we should not be proud of that legacy. There can be multiple legacy which can exist together. Like, you can be a good father, you can be a good husband also. So why these two legacy of Indian Maritime University and DMET can coexist together? Why there is always a force which is applied from some segment of people that you should not talk about DMET now? It's IMU, and it's you should talk about IMU. Why your alumni association is named after DMET? So what's your take on this? Because you have been connected. I can just to recall that you have told that you had been connected to this legacy since class 12th. So what's your take on this, sir?
Okay, see, I will answer this question. I have been from defense background.
Yes, sir.
And you must have heard that camaraderie and bonhomie takes its root when even in the army itself there is a Rajputana regiment, there is a Gurkha brigade, there is a Sikh light infantry like this. That is what is called the brand name.
Yes, sir.
You get connected to that brand name more than you get connected to the people. If you are going for a placement and the interviewing person is a DMETian and you are a DMETian, there is a different bond altogether. I have been in Alumni Association of IIT Roorkee. I am the President Alumni Association Lucknow chapter of IIT Kharagpur. And I know what this brand value is. In civil world, you must have heard the brand name of Doon School.
Yes, sir.
Right. Now the debate is that whether we should have remained as DMET and not come under IMU, which one would have been good. So there are two sides of the coin. If you are, Doon School has remained aloof, but there is a price to pay. Everybody can't go there. It is very high. If you have remained aloof and not come under IMU, the fees would have been 30 lakhs as of now, similar to what Tulani is. Since when I left, and even a year thereafter in 2000, I think 22 or 23, we were charging only those fees which was last revised in 2009. Balance money the government was paying. Cadets must realize that under IMU, when they came, they were paying 2.25 lakhs per year, and per cadet the expenditure was 3.85 lakhs. So government was paying that sort of a money which Tulani cannot afford. Tulani will charge it to the cadet. So that is the plus side of coming into it. The other side is that people have got a feeling that the brand name is getting somehow lost and everybody is saying under the IMU. Now, to keep the brand name intact, one thing is very sure, that that responsibility remains with the cadet. Instead of you saying that I am DMET, the other should say, I want to go to DMET. He is a DMET brand. He is a cut above the rest. The brand value never diminishes at all. The work done by you goes worldwide, and people always keep that brand name alive. What you have to do is only very minor things. Wear a DMET badge, wear on a coat, put DMET slogan somewhere, put DMET logo somewhere. But I personally, I'm a very big advocate of this brand name. And throughout my tenure as director DMET also, I have always tried to enhance this brand name and keep it intact. Because वो आपकी पहचान है.
Can you cite some examples?
Like, even on the main building over, when there was a function, there used to be a flexi board of DMET. I got the director bungalow transformed into a DMET house, put the DMET logo there, called the entire alumni DMET, gave them a room inside the DMET office, allowed them to use that address of this thing there, held meetings with them, allowed DMET Samvad to take place. Even the alumni was taking counseling sessions for very long during my time from there, because they remain connected. See, unless you have people connected with you, things won't move the way you want. And this brand name is the best connection which you can ever think of. People just get connected by this brand name. See what Ravi Mehrotra is doing now. I didn't know Ravi Mehrotra before joining.
Yes, sir.
Right? But talks with him. He came for the seminar. He came for this thing. And every time he used to tell him, when I used to tell him on the development, his words were very clear that this is music to my ears. That is the brand value. So this brand value should always remain intact, never allowed to go.
So the flag bearers, the pioneer of this brand value is, of course, the alumni, sir. And you did a lot for alumni as well. You got them a room in a campus, which was first time in the history of DMET, I guess. You got them postal address used. You got them a desk, helmet, and everything which was there. So, what do you feel that what role or what enhancement can alumni do to uplift DMET from present status to above and at par? What exactly right now is?
See, one thing is very clear. Before that, I have also given a proposal to the new director, starting from 1961 or 62 or something. He should organize get-togethers batch-wise of alumni to come spend 2-3 days there, so that people get connected from there. Secondly, alumni is a very, very good bond of getting placements. Even if somebody is in distress, it is the alumni which helps in distress. If somebody is in need of something, the alumni helps. If somebody is in need of a job, the alumni helps. And this process must continue, because you can't keep expecting from Mr. Ravi Mehrotra, right? Time has come from even the Arun Kishore's batch, because people have reached the level of chief engineer at much higher there, to ensure that this bond remains connected. Yes, they have a free hand to even curse, take charge of the DMET boy if he is not performing. But as I earlier said, they are no good or bad subordinate, they are only good or bad leaders. It is for them to take charge. And alumni is the biggest bond you can ever have. And DMET alumni is all over the world. I keep attending even it is called something like Eurosur by
Debashish Majumdar.
Devashish Majumdar. I keep listening to that, where a lot of alumni comes. That's a good, you can tell them, I know them, so if in case of anything, you can tell them for any help, and they remain connected.
So how did you get it done in our campus during your time, sir? Because I was there in the campus when you were the director. I was a cadet there. I was leading the maintenance part of it as a rank holder, and I saw that right from the beginning. I saw two directors in my tenure. and I saw that DMET bungalow was used for an anniversary, DMET anniversary, and lot of invitations were offered to alumni to join the institution. So, what was the rationale behind it, and how did you plan about all those things?
See, I had very clearly said DMET bungalow actually is a DMET bungalow. All the functions of DMET should be done at the background, and alumni should come and utilize that area of that. Actually, if you see behind the lawn, there were 2 ladies and gents toilet also made there for people to use, quite good there. The alumni gets very happy once they see DMET house. They know they have had a drink there, they have had a dinner there, they have played there. There is absolutely nothing wrong, and if you will keep the alumni happy, you can be rest assured they'll keep you double happy.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Sir, adding to other questions which I wanted to ask, you have told that there are two sides of the coin. There are some decisions of yours which is being reviewed by people in different perspectives. For example, the decision of renovating the campus temple. Some, including me also, I feel that it's a very good thing which you have done. And later on, Arun Kishore Ishwara sir has installed Kal Bhairav idol there, symbolizing cosmic order of time and other thing. It's a big spiritual significance that temple was, which was in very bad condition before your tenure. That we agree. But some people consider it that it was not a good thing which you have done. You have promoted one sort of thing, one sort of ideology or one side of thought. Other thing which is being questioned regarding you, that you have done exemplary work for the including the gender diversity in the campus, like including increasing the number of female cadets. But other side of it, you people used to criticize that the maritime fraternity is a very male dominated area, and over inclusion of women might compromise the efficiency, which I don't feel. I am just asking your take on these two decisions, like the temple one and this gender diversity. What's your take, sir?
Okay, I'll start from gender diversity.
Yeah.
See, please understand, it's a 10 years plan. As you are very well aware that because of the money power involved, you are not getting faculty for teaching. Today, Arun Kishore is the only one. Others have retired and gone. Make sure, mark my word, 10 years hence, this problem will get sorted out, because after doing 5, 6, 7 years, these girl cadets are going to come back and settle down as faculty.
True.
It's a long-term plan and long-term vision. You will not realize this because they will have children, they will not be able to sail, so they will come back to DMET.
Yes.
This is a permanent job. So this was a 10-year. Gents will keep sailing till cows come home.
Yes.
Right? But these are going to come back, and this faculty issue will get sorted out 10 years hence, mark my word. You will be there to see it. Now, coming to the temple. See, I'm not against any particular religion, but you are seeing every Friday exodus of people coming and visiting mosque and nobody going to the temple.
And that
There,
in the campus.
in the campus, it hurts. What is wrong in that? If you see, please understand, there is a famous saying which keeps coming, किसी और की सहायता करने से पहले अपनी बेल्ट बांध लो एयरक्राफ्ट में, right? So firstly you look after your own religion. What is wrong in that? I am not touching that mosque at all, but if I renovated the temple, it is for good. And now you see people going there, there is a caretaker there, it is well maintained, and the same thing was done by my successor also.
Yes.
Right? If there would have been a church also in that situation bad, probably I would have renovated that also. See, you do not want to see a Khandahar inside it doesn't look good. डायरेक्टर बंगलो खंडहर बन रहा था, पेड़ उग गए थे, टेम्पल वो बन रहा था. Renovate them. You have the power, you have the opportunity. In your time, you will get the opportunity. Everybody gets an opportunity. Only thing, You have to be fearless and encash that opportunity. And remember one thing, if you ever in your life, if you do something for your organizational and institute, remember my word, nothing will happen to you.
Yes.
Only will happen if you do something for your personal benefit.
Yes.
You can tweak the system here and there, but as long as it's for organizational benefit, rest assured, nothing will happen. I kept answering when people, my AR Finance, Arun Kishore used to ask me, sir, headquarter को पता चल जाएगा तो क्या होगा? The answer was nothing will happen. Go ahead. And actually, as he has rightly said, I never used to say go ahead. My keyword was that Nike is one. Just do it. If you have to do it, do it.
Adding to this question, sir, just a counter question, then Kartik can ask. What sort of problem you face from headquarters? Be very clear, sir. Means problems which you have faced from headquarters while reviving this DMET legacy, because it seems from your action that you were reviving that DMET legacy, and what sort of challenges you faced from the faculties, because there were a lot of faculties who were leaving the campus, who were still that is prevailing in DMET, like faculty come and after 1-2 years they go. Like after your tenure, I think most of the faculties have now not in the campus right now. So two segments, like I asked the question, like there are a lot of questions to ask, but I segmented them in two parts. What sort of problem you faced from headquarters, and what are the challenges you faced because of this faculties coming in and going out during your tenure?
See, when I joined, there was one problem which you people were aware, that Arun Kishore was made the director, who was junior to the HOD Krishnendu Das. Krishnendu Das was not made of the director because of the incident of 2 people dying in the pond. That itself was an anomaly. They will never go together. If you have to work under a junior and a junior is writing your report, you will never feel it bad. So that's what I said, that when I joined, there were challenges on that front as well. So one was soothing that out. In headquarters, I very soon realized that there is a bureaucracy which will not allow you to function with the speed which you want to function. So I started taking risks and taking my own decision within the gambit. That I would take my own decision, I would force my own decision, I will discuss in the executive council meeting, but I will take my own decision. So most of the time, I have taken fearless decisions within the boundary. Right? If I was to take any decision, luckily because of my predecessor, there was enough campus development fund which is supposed to be used for campus, so I've used it within the power by following the procedure.
And why faculties were leaving, sir? Means why faculties were leaving during your tenure?
See,
particularly DMET faculty.
See, DMET faculties, one thing is very clear, which I have seen. There is a famous dialogue in one of the movies, and उसमें एक कोई आदमी जो था वो कुछ सीक्रेट किसी और को बता देता है, तो उसका बॉस पूछता है उससे कि भाई तुमने ये क्यों किया, कुछ सोचा नहीं इससे पहले? वो कहता है सर इतना पैसा था कि सोचना की क्षमता ही खत्म हो गई, सोच ही नहीं पाया. So the thing is very clear, outside money which is available to these experienced people is too much. They come for teaching when they want to take a break 1 year or 1.5 years and want to go back. Sasank, Bani, Dhanraj, you can't blame them. The outside money is too much. They think that they should earn the money and come at a later stage, at a younger stage. They won't accept unless and until you have got a research bent like Arun Kishore has got. So Arun Kishore, and this is not the state in DMET, this is the same state as in other institute also. People come for part-time, after doing their 6 months C tenure, they come back, teach for 6 months and go back. This problem will get resolved by what you say when the girls cadet come after 10 years. Then you will have the faculty.
So one of the biggest achievement during your tenure for the campus was Center of Excellence, which was being announced by Prime Minister. So what were the challenges in that being announced, and how did you get it done under your leadership?
See, it was a tough thing in the executive council. I had taken up this point that what do you call a center of excellence? What do you mean by center of excellence? Center of excellence was well defined by the shipping secretary. He says if all over India people have got a problem in marine engineering, they should look at DMET. Like if you have got a problem in mining, you go to the Indian Institute of Mining, Dhanbad. If you have got a problem in medical, you go to AIMS. You know, in COVID time, it was Dr. Guleria who used to come on the TV.
Yes.
So that his vision is very clear. If you have a problem, you go there. So I went and told it the easy. We are the only ones who are running MTech in marine engineering. No other institute is running MTech in marine engineering, be it IMU or be it private. So it can be only Center of Excellence, can only be DMET. And this worked with the ministry. They understood it. So it is how you project your case. And now with Dr. Ravi Mehrotra, I think we would really come back. And as I will be very open in saying, my idea here, not any, I would say, unethical competition, ethical competition should always be with Tolani. I was very hurt when Dr. Naik, who is the chairperson of Tolani, said in one of the meetings, we don't mind institutes competing with Tolani. That was in my 3.5 years, the biggest hurt what I got. And I had taken an oath at that time that I would leave something behind one day. This dialogue would be told back to Tolani by one of the DMETians.
The same line you told me, the same experience you told me during my cadetship, and I'm very glad, sir, that after that, in whatever competition cadets participated, we were the first in each and every competition.
Recently, there are a lot of policies which are announced by the government, particularly for self-reliance in maritime sector, Atmanirbharta in maritime sector. So what role you see of DMET in that, and what is your expectation from alumni?
See, please understand one thing. What is marine engineering all about? Marine engineering is a combination of electrical, mechanical, and structural.
Yes, sir.
The three things required. So he is a cut above an electrical engineer, cut above a separate mechanical engineer, and cut above a structural engineer. He can do wonders because his vision is very good, broad, and his basics are very clear on variety of subjects. Right? They can really, provided this right amount of guidance is given to them, which I expect that alumni will give it to them. Right? A marine engineer can do wonders. I'm not sure. I've been advocating. Now they have started going. India has got a very, very ambitious target if you see on shipyards. And I strongly believe that marine engineers should go to the shipyards. Do construction of ships, do construction of submarines, do construction of platforms. That is how China, Korea, they have progressed. Ambitious shipbuilding programs. The vast opportunity in India.
And what role our DMET fraternity, particularly alumni, like you have seen, there are a lot of alumni association working around the globe. There is DMET Hong Kong, DMET Singapore, DMECA, DMET Mary Ex Cadet Association, this DMET club, which is being led by Prateek Khanna sir. DMET Samvad, it's a virtual platform which we are trying, which was started under your leadership. So how these all platforms which are working to maintain the legacy of this particular campus and to project that we are still the exemplary despite changing circumstances, despite changing leaders, despite changing situations. So what role our alumni associations, different alumni association, if I forgot to mention, like AECDMIT, I forgot to mention that, Calcutta. So how these alumni association can play a role in this grand vision which our Prime Minister Narendra Modi is envisaging?
See, I think alumni should interact with each and every student to clearly determine that what does he want. Actually, I strongly believe that what a student wants is best known to his father. Right? Whether he wants expensive suits, Armani suits, is very fond of spending money, then he's a money. If he is a happy-go-lucky, then he's a happy-go-lucky. So interact with the father and know that what is not everybody wants money, and accordingly development to a field there. I used to send people for summer internship to Hindustan Shipyard Limited, 15, 15, 20, so that you go there, see, there is a different world. Probably you will get interested there. There are good colony there, good quarters there, 9 to 5:30 job. Go and come back. Right? Not that you are sailing away from family throughout your life. People must be, the alumni should help every student in determining what does his want and where is interest. It is not correct to presume that everybody wants to go and everybody wants quick money. That is not correct. I had that Excel sheet and people were there who had not given sailing as their first choice. People have now done MBA and gone there. People have started giving GATE. There have been people who are giving IAS exams.
Yes.
And let me tell you one thing. DMET will do very well if he prepares an IAS for IAS exams 2-3 years. They will get selected. They have got a broader vision. Accordingly, subjects they should choose and they will get selected.
So, since we are talking about interaction between alumni and the cadets, sir, and having faculties, DMET faculty in college is necessary for that. So, I guess that there's a very simple process that after 6 months of sailing, anyone can join as an assistant professor. So, can you please elaborate what exactly the process is?
I have even convinced the vice chancellor that there is nothing called that somebody, if you are short of faculty, please ask MTech people to join his faculty. And she has got convinced. And the next interview, I am in the interview panel, one of the members.
Wow.
And believe you me or not, that is the most toughest assignment I have done in my whole life. Because I am in the interview panel for professor, associate professor, and assistant professor. 45 days preparation before I go for the interview, 36 subjects, BTech and MTech, without any books on the Google. And the person whom you are interviewing is a PhD in his subject. And you have a discussion there. It is not that you ask a question, you have to discuss with him.
Yes.
Every time. The most difficult thing, I did not study in my BTech and MTech that much, which I have studied in the last 6 months. Those are vector, inverse of vector, multiplication of matrix, entropy, because he will teach first year also. So you have to ask him question of first year, second year, third year, fourth year, MTech, one, first and second, different subject. And if there are 12 candidates, you can't keep repeating the questions because the person who goes out, people ask him ke andar kya pucha hai usne.
Yes,
So you need to have a different set of questions also. And this, mind you, without the books.
सर एक क्वेश्चन हमारे दिमाग में हमेशा ये होता है, जो ये भी एक डिबेट है, और जो करंट रेजिम, जो करंट कैंपस में चीज़ें हुई पिछले 2-3-4 सालों में, तो एक काफ़ी बड़ा एक डिबेट है कि रैगिंग वर्सेस फिजिकल ट्रेनिंग, कि वेयर दिस रैगिंग एंड्स एंड वेयर दिस फिजिकल ट्रेनिंग स्टार्ट्स, एंड whether there are any overlapping zone or whether there are any no man's land which is present. So what do you think कि this ragging tradition should continue, or whether that ragging term is itself wrong to say, actually it was physical training?
See, actually, what I personally feel is that it is the responsibility of every senior to teach a junior what is correct, what is not correct. It also train him for facing unwanted and adverse situations. There are various institutes like Bit Pilani, etc., where you have an ID pop or an ID mom and an ID child also. That means if your roll number is 4, the person who is roll number 417 is your ID pop.
Here also, sir, in
Right.
DMET also we have.
Now he has the responsibility to teach you how to face adverse, because that is what you would be facing on board ship also, right? I personally feel that there are certain softy people who unnecessarily terminate ragging. During my time, I did not face anything that I have been ragged or I have been unnecessarily. There was no case at all. Yes, there were one or two cases who wanted their fees to be refunded back, so unnecessarily put the case that मेरी ragging हो गई है, and when there was an inquiry is done, there was no prima facie, no evidence of any ragging. Yes, we have an SCC, we have an CC system, and juniors will have to follow that system. And please understand, the predecessor had planned the institute very well. Why do you think the hostel was done like that the junior person, when he'll pass a senior man person's hostel, will run into? That is all about regimented training. That is why I introduced even the NCC, the first maritime institute to have NCC training. I don't know whether others have followed suit, but it was the first time to, so that you have that regimented setup. Very essential for if you want to go to merchant navy. That sort of a discipline, that sort of obedience which you have to earn, these things are very essential.
Since you spoke about regimented training, sir, so as per you, what an ideal regimented training or what was there in DMET should be like or was there?
See, I personally feel regimented training is very clear: to follow the discipline. Early in the morning, come out for PT, do PT, go back, attend classes on time, attend your all fallens, whatever the liberty times, follow during the liberty times, your dress regulations very clearly. We are not in an institute where in the evening you should walk with Bermuda and bathroom slippers on. There is a certain amount of discipline, there is a certain amount of, you are cut above the rest. You are not normal people. Please understand, this is IMU, not JNU. That is the difference. And that DMET legacy should be maintained. I'm very happy to see the alumni when they come, like at the age of 80, when Alok sir comes, he's clearly with a tie on, beautiful,
Professional.
impeccably dressed. Yes,
Absolutely right, sir.
impeccably dressed. And that is what should be.
Yes.
So to have these ideas, I think, sir, even top leadership should be from either maritime sector or a marine engineer. So what do you feel? What exactly an ideal top leader should be like, and what should be their background?
To clarify his question, sir, like in ISRO, the director of the ISRO, or like the director of IITs, or the top order, like in IMU setup currently vice chancellor. What we feel as a suggestion, we want your take on this. The top order should be from this particular background, at least a naval background or at least a maritime background. What's your take on this, sir?
VC has realized it. Now you see, when I had joined, I was the only director from naval background. Now DMET is headed by a naval person, MPC is headed by a naval person, Chennai is headed by a naval person, Cochin is headed by a naval person, COE is a naval person. And most likely when this registrar goes, after a certain time, they will be a naval person. VC realized. You see, in a span of 6 years, the number of people have gone up 6 times who are in IMU now. Except for naval architecture in Visakhapatnam and this IMU NMC Chanakya, balance all of the institutes are headed by naval personnel only. It says it all. VC has realized who is working and who is, and this has happened in a span of 5 to 6 years.
Okay, sir. So as we come to the conclusion of our discussion, so can you remind any 2-3 major incidences or any 2-3 major experiences from your nostalgia which very you cherish as a director of that particular campus still till now, sir? Because I have seen that you have visited the campus after retirement from the campus. You have visited the campus at least once in one particular year. So any 2-3 memories which still connects you to those campus, those that campus, can you tell, sir?
No, I think it is very clear. The major incidents are very clear. During your time, the pre-passing out parade where the governor came was one.
Currently, he is vice president, sir.
Yes,
Yeah.
he is the vice president. And this Sanjeev Sanyal's Samvad session, I think, is again another very big milestone there. This thing. Convincing Dr. Mehrotra to give a grant for Center of Excellence, which we made after a lot of efforts, was another. I was with VC in that Maritime Vision Committee, 2030. So, to convince that this should be the one. And getting Director Bungalow made as a DMET house, getting the temple made, getting the junior hostel reform, getting the roads made, sorting out water problems, and also keeping a very, very balance on the discipline. Like, I don't foresee during my time there was any indisciplined activity. Yes, there were very, very tough challenges, as you people are aware, and I have no harm in saying I had to sack few people right from junior level to the highest level.
Even HOD, sir.
Even HODs. Very tough decision, 15 days. I could have passed 15 days and gone.
Yes.
Right? And he would have taken over as the director during that time because the new director was not recruited. There were very tough decisions which I had to take. But full backing of the vice chancellor. During my whole tenure when the new VC joined, I have noted, I never gave her a ring. Never ever. So once I messaged her that I have to talk to you, what is the time convenient? Her phone call came and she said, if you have given a ring, then there is something very important. Otherwise, you will manage yourself. So that was during HOD's this thing. So there are, but see, if you don't take, the top man does not take hard decisions, who else will take?
Just to add one more question in line of this, sir. You had been in 2 IITs, I guess. Currently, you are also heading an alumni association of IIT Lucknow chapter, if I am right.
Yes.
So, the kind of bonhomie, the brotherhood, which you observe in DMET, does it is unique or does it sounds very normal to you?
Okay, see, I have been alumni of IIT Roorkee and heading the alumni in Roorkee. But let me be very clear, and I am saying that very openly also. The camaraderie and bonhomie which I have seen in DMETians is unparalleled. Unparalleled. I have seen during that time when DMET had gone down, the pain in the alumni's eyes. And unless you are hurt and you have the pain, you can't improve. You need to feel bad about something to improve. This is unparalleled. Unparalleled. And this is the very plus point of DMET. The biggest plus point. And that's why I have always been an advocator that this brand name should remain intact. Rather, there should be all efforts to be taken. If you have to do a fight, if you have to take panga with somebody, against somebody who wants to destroy this brand name, well, all is fair in love and war. But this is not at all should be challenged, or this is non-compromisable, the brand name. Unless you have that sort of a resolve that कुछ भी हो जाएगा, ये compromise नहीं होने देंगे.
ये bare minimum has.
Yes, this is the bottom line.
One small question, sir. There must be some or the other memory which makes you still laugh when you recall it. So if you can share with us during your tenure in DMET.
See, in my 3-year stay, I could never understand. Probably DMETians will tell which is the senior. And I used to initially laugh, which was my mistake. That what is there in that quadrangle that everybody wants to come there and gets associated with that quadrangle and wants to take photograph there. But there is something there. There is something there. So somebody clarified my mind when I went there. He says, sir, you are from Lucknow. I said, yes, from Lucknow. Well, sir, why do you call going to Hazratganj and coming back, call it Ganj again? So typical about it. The same thing is here in this quadrangle. This is where our spirit lies. So then I realized that whatever I was mistaken for the first 2-3 years is not there. The spirit lies there in that quadrangle.
True.
Wonderful, sir. So I think we had a lot of discussion still pending, but for today, I would now like to request our honorable senior Prateek Khanna sir to take over. And we are very thankful to Commodore Ashok Bhal sir for joining us. In a short notice, he had joined us for this conversation. And we are very thankful for giving both of us this opportunity to have a discussion with sir. And we are very thankful to Prateek Khanna sir and other team of Yugen Infra. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thanks, Harshan. I think it was a very, very nice, cordial discussion.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
सो यूजन रेडियो एपिसोड 2 के लास्ट सेगमेंट में हमारे साथ हैं यूजन इंफ्रा के फाउंडर मिस्टर शीशराम और कंटिन्यू कर रहे हैं हम लोग कमोडर भल के साथ। और मैं एक इंटरेस्टिंग बात बताना चाहूँगा कि मैं हमेशा डीएमईटी की बात करता हूँ। यहाँ पे ये दोनों लोग ऑलमोस्ट डीएमईटियन हो चुके हैं, काफ़ी सालों से डीएमईटी से जुड़े हुए हैं। सो तो कई बार क्या होता है कि हम लोग अपने रंग में डीएमईटी वाले दूसरे को ढाल देते हैं। तो कमोडर भल भी उतने ही डीएमईटियन हैं जितना मैं हूँ, और अब शीशराम जी भी उतने ही डीएमईटियन हो चुके हैं जितने हम हैं। तो यहाँ पे इस टेबल पे भी अभी तीनों डीएमईटियन बैठे हैं। एंड टू टेक दिस डिस्कशन फॉरवर्ड, I will ask some very specific questions about Goa because it has a very rich naval history, and why Goa is taking a lot of international and naval, maritime, and aviation interest. So that questions will be answered by Mr. Sheeshram. So my first question, sir. So uh, in the initial segment, we talked about Stitchship project, which was spearheaded by Mr. Sanyal. So I was very, very curious why Goa was uh, chosen as destination to do that project. So if you are aware and if you can enlighten us, because that is a project which has made, I guess, all the people in maritime community very, very proud.
See, I think Goa has been a port since very long centuries. The Portuguese first came there. And when I spoke to Mr. Sanyal, what he told me was that when that idea of stitch ship came, he went into the history and found out that family who was used to work on those stitch ships, and still that person, I've forgotten his name, is making the stitch ship. And that is why that person suggested that you go to that small shipyard to make the stitch ship project, which is on a particular island. Goa has got a very rich history of maritime. And as you are aware, forget about Goa. When you move across from Goa, the biggest Indian naval base is coming adjacent at Karwar. It has already come up there. Aircraft carrier is positioned there itself at Karwar. And the biggest fleet in coming days would operate from there. The naval aviation from Goa and the fleet from adjacent Karwar. So that hub would be the biggest maritime hub in India.
And how far it is from Lake Goa?
1.5 to 2 hours drive. That's all. Yes. See, Bombay has no space now left there. Same thing is about the Vishakhapatnam. So Karwar has got lot of lowlands, so very big naval base, aircraft carrier, and they will operate from there. An advantage is that all the squadrons which are positioned at Goa naval aviation will embark from there. So Goa and that Karwar belt has got lot of potential. I have traveled from Goa to Karwar by car many times, and that area has got lot of potential for development.
And if I'm right, so Dabolim Airport was also a naval base or Air Force base?
Yes, yes. And I believe now Goa has got a proposal for making a full-fledged international
So
airport.
it is already operating. And I'm very proud to say that our Gold City is just beside the Mopa Airport, which is the international airport, and it's already operational. So if you can share some detail about our site in
Yes,
Goa.
yes. Today, Goa have two airports. One is that Naval airport based at Dabolim, and another one is coming at this North Goa. Or this is on the border of Maharashtra.
Correct.
So that is developed by GMR. So it is around 2,200 acres plus of development, which comes with Aerocity as well. And uh, we as a Eugen, we are coming within a Golf City project. Close to that is very close to this Mopa airport. So we have aerial distance of 5 kilometer from our side to Mopa airport, and by road it's like 16 to 17 kilometer. So within 20 minutes you will reach our site from Mopa airport. And one major development of casinos are also coming to this north of Goa, the location called Dhargal. That is hardly 15-minute drive from our site. So all the casinos which are currently running from this Mandovi rivers are shifting to this ground.
Very.
They are coming onshore. So that is very close to our site.
Yeah, and one of the reasons why casinos were shifted, because these casino ships were lying still and were polluting Mandovi River, and I guess they have demarked an area in Dhargal. So because they cannot allow casinos to run everywhere in Goa, because then something else will prop up issues.
No, I think if your project is next to the airport, it has got a lot of potential, like the Aerocity here in Delhi. Right. So it has got a lot of potential, will come up. And Goa, see, a lot of people have this misconception that Goa has perhaps reached its saturation stage. No, Goa has not even reached half of its potential. Still today, it is the best holiday place in India.
Yes.
And it has got a lot of potential. The air is fresh. The old legacy is there. The old churches, old building for people to see. And I think in India, if a place which is the most visited is Goa only today, as far as tourism is concerned. The weather is good. It has got a lot of potential.
So we have population of around 150 CR.
हाँ,
150 करोड़ का आज population है हमारा.
हाँ.
So आप worldwide if you see, तो Indians are the major in numbers as a tourist. If you are talking about the Thailand, you are talking about the Maldives, you are talking about Dubai, you are talking about Vietnam. So Indians are like flooded over there. So in India, Goa is the, I think Goa is the only option where you can like have a infrastructure of tourism destination. We have a very limited tourist destinations. So like either a low end order situation, connectivity is again, Goa is having advantage of connectivity as well, because today they have two international airports. They have connectivity not only domestic, nowadays they have direct connectivity worldwide. So they have flights from Europe, they have flights from US, they have flights from Asia, and matlab, every corner of India is like world is connected with Goa directly. No, so that is again in domestically. If you are traveling from Delhi, if you are traveling from Mumbai, so if you are traveling from Delhi, it takes 2 hours. If you are traveling from Bangalore, Hyderabad, Mumbai, Pune, so 40 minutes is the like higher side time. So that is again advantage.
See, Goa is such a charming. I was seeing, and you must be aware, the company which has started that Cordilla cruise, Mumbai to Goa. Big ship, like a luxury ship, goes there. You stay for 2-3 days, go around Goa, come back on the ship, and come back. It has not started from Mumbai to Visakhapatnam or Mumbai to Bhubaneswar. Mumbai to Goa. Yes, and it's very comfortable. This Cordilla cruise, like a good luxury liner. People go there, sail, sleep, have your drinks, go to Goa, roam around, come back on the ship, and go. So Goa is still the most sought after tourist attraction. And any project, if you do it in Goa, and because of that Karwar belt coming up there, and see, this 2-hour drive is nothing. You will find in 10 years that area is totally. So this, it has got a lot of potential.
So I guess that is the reason why, one of the reasons why so much heavy maritime investment is coming near that belt, Maharashtra Goa belt, and as you go down. So maybe that's one of the reasons. I'm just guessing. I don't know but shipping companies are investing in real estate. They are buying lands in bulk, big lands. Institutes are buying land here. Aviation authorities are buying land there. So it gives us idea where development is going place. First people to go there are realtors, because they identify, okay, there's something is happening. But you being so close to system, I would like to just, like, if you can just share like what is happening. What is the magic which is happening right now? Because that kind of investment we have not seen in Goa for very, very long time. So very long time, because it's happening in last 5 years.
See, I can say one thing. I was told by the flag officer commanding in chief, command, that when this Karwar base will come up, those who are very intelligent will start investing into real estate in Goa. Even Navy has made few buildings there, which was giving there. Across the Karwar. Karwar also, they have made lot of buildings there. So, this was on the anvil for quite some time now. For the last 7, 8, 9 years, this was on the anvil that it will, same case that when this Andhra Pradesh got separated and divided into Telangana and Andhra Pradesh, those who were intelligent bought land at Guntur and Vijayawada. They knew the new capital will come there sometime or the other. Same was the case with Goa, because the entire maritime coming up, and you should not be surprised if a new shipyard is made between Goa and Karwar, private
So
shipyard.
that is something that I
Chogles
yeah.
already have it there.
Yes.
So you should not be surprised, because this Maritime India Vision 2030 and Maritime India Vision 2047, one short term and one long term, has got very, very big plans for maritime. They have seen, government has seen the advantages what China and South Korea. I have been to South Korea, seen Hyundai and Daewoo shipyards also. They have gone because of the subsidy which is given there. And India has got the plan. It would have rectified if this COVID would not have come. Sagarmala had 40,000 crore, but all got spent in this COVID time. But it will come up. And if you see this plan, they are available on internet. Your Google, see these plans. India have got very, very ambitious plan till 2047. Next 20 years, 2 decades are going to be in this maritime world, because that is where your economy lies. Your more than 90% trade travels through ships.
Awesome. So I guess Prime Minister Modi also wants uh, us to spend money in India, tourism money. So that he has been promoting a lot of small towns as well as tourism hubs like Varanasi, Ayodhya, some towns in Gujarat, spiritual towns like Mahakumbh just happened. And I guess Goa is also in his mind right now to come up. He wants Indians to stay in India and spend that money that we spend outside in India.
See, yes, one thing I would say, Prime Minister has got a very good focus. You rightly said, Ayodhya, this thing. Next, Mathura is on the line. Already the preparation started, like from Lord Ram to Lord Krishna. Similarly, Goa has always been on the very priority list. After all, I remember, because I was in defense, a defense minister was sent as chief minister to Goa, Mr. Manohar Parrikar. It has never happened that you take that sort of. Today, you can't dream that Rajnath Singh would be sent as chief minister or this thing, because they are at that level, cabinet committee level. But
Manohar Parrikar was a legend.
was sent to Goa as chief minister from defense minister. So Goa has always been on a very high priority list of Mr. Narendra Modi, and he knows the vision very clearly where to invest.
And Ms. Sheeshram will tell about, like, there is also a saying in real estate, when NCR builders are entering any market, the price will definitely go up. So lot of NCR builders are now in Goa. थोड़ा आप डिटेल में बता सकते हैं कि कौन कौन जा चुका है?
ट्रू, ये आपका बिल्कुल यू आर ऑन राइट ट्रैक कि व्हेन द नॉट ओनली रियल एस्टेट लाइक नॉट ओनली दिल्ली एनसीआर रियल एस्टेट, तो दिल्ली एनसीआर की पब्लिक किसी भी चीज़ पे द वन दे हैव अ फोकस और नज़र जिसको बोलते हैं नज़र डालते हैं, जिस चीज़ पे भी नज़र डालते हैं उसकी वैल्यू या उसकी डिमांड या उसका प्राइस एप्रिसिएशन इतना मल्टीपल टाइम्स हो जाता है, इतना मल्टीफोल्ड हो जाता है, यू नेवर नो बिकॉज़ दिल्ली एनसीआर हैव अ ह्यूज पॉपुलेशन, दिल्ली एनसीआर हैव अ ह्यूज स्पेंडिंग पावर। सो अगर मैं अब रियल एस्टेट के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से बात करूँ तो मुझे लगता है दिल्ली एनसीआर का एवरी लीडिंग डेवलपर इज नाउ इन reached that to Goa, they have acquired the land, either they acquired the land or either they launched the projects. So अगर मैं फॉर एग्जांपल मैं आपको अगर 2 4 5 नाम लेता भी हूँ तो उसमें इंक्लूडिंग फ्रॉम टॉप डीएलएफ से लेकर के ना, डीएलएफ इज देयर, भूटानी इज देयर, कॉन्सेंट इज देयर, ट्रेबेका इज देयर, यूसेन लोधा इज देयर। सो name, you take any name, everyone is there. Precise is there, Brigade is coming, Prestige has bought it. So Godrej have recently bought the land. Central Park had recently bought the land. So there are a number of developers from Delhi NCR who already bought the lands, or either they started the projects now.
सो गोवा गुड़गांव नहीं बन जाएगा जिससे हम लोग भाग रहे हैं?
मुझे लगता है देखो, डेफिनेटली गोवा का डेवलपमेंट और गुड़गांव का डेवलपमेंट आर डिफरेंट। लाइक गुड़गांव का डेवलपमेंट इज ऑन ए वर्टिकल प्लेटफॉर्म, अब वो पूरा डेवलपमेंट वर्टिकल उसमें रहा है, एंड गोवाज डेवलपमेंट इज एन हॉरिजेंटल, तो वहाँ बहुत ज़्यादा लो डेंसिटी डेवलपमेंट होता है, इको फ्रेंडली डेवलपमेंट होता है। तो दैट इज ए डिफरेंट, बिकॉज हम लोग इस कंक्रीट के जंगल से या किसी भी मेट्रो से, इफ यू आर कमिंग फ्रॉम मुंबई, हैदराबाद, बेंगलोर, चेन्नई, कोलकाता और दिल्ली एनसीआर, सो हम लोग कुछ फैक्टर से, कुछ डेंसिटी से, क्राउड से, पॉपुलेशन से, इन सब चीज़ों से ना वी आर लाइक टायर्ड ऑफ। सो हम चाहते हैं कि एक ऐसी नीट एंड क्लीन एंड प्रेस्टीज जगह हो जहाँ पे यू कैन स्पेंड ए क्वालिटी टाइम, क्वालिटी लाइफ, या रेस्ट ऑफ द टाइम हमारे लाइफ का जो है हम एक ऐसी रिटायर्ड लोकेशन पे स्पेंड कर सके जहाँ पे यू हैव ऑल द सक्सेस, ऑल द लाइक आपको एक यू कैन हैव लाइक फ्री लाइफ इन टू सेंस कि आप एक टूरिस्ट डेस्टिनेशन पे हो, आप वेदर वहाँ का अच्छा है, एक मतलब एक स्टेबल सा वेदर है, ना ज़्यादा गर्मी है ना ज़्यादा सर्दी है उस सेंस में। सो वो सारे एडवांटेज है जो गोवा को कहीं ना कहीं माइलेज और एडवांटेज देते हैं।
You are very right. My understanding is that anybody who invests is not a fool. If he has invested that sort of money, probably he would tweak so that that area comes up, right? Like in Andhra, I've been long at Visakhapatnam. There, the builder community tweaks and the politicians act the way the builder wants it. This is very, very common because the amount is in. So Goa has a lot of potential to come up, and yes, I don't foresee in Goa that sort of pollution to ever come what has come in Gurgaon. That's one point which you have said is very correct. People want fresh air to go there, take rest there. So that potential is always there. Even my son, whenever he wants a break, just takes a flight and goes to Goa, recoup and come back.
And talking about your son, if you don't mind, I come from a startup community, and I'm very, very proud to say that his son Abhiraj Singh Bahal is one of the most revered entrepreneurs right now in India. He built a company called Urban Company, and it has been a journey, amazing journey. And Urban Company, I guess, started when I started my entrepreneurial journey, and we have some common set of investors and lot of conversation with my investors were about Abhiraj and the product he's making. So everyone is very proud of Abhiraj, everyone. So I believe that I get where the fruit is coming from. So that, and so it's not only Abhiraj, it's about the juniors who I see, juniors like Harsh, who under your leadership has grown into extraordinary individuals. And it's not easy to raise kids like that. And I guess it must not be easy to be Abhiraj that as well, because when you are an entrepreneur who is running a multi-billion-dollar empire, you get a lot of pros and cons of being his dad as well. So how do you manage that?
See, one thing is there, I don't give advice till it is sought from him. Generally, I don't interfere. Yes, I give certain guidelines, and especially after this COVID, don't put all your eggs into one basket. The case of Ritesh Agarwal of Oyo Rooms is in front of us. When COVID came and the business literally came to zero because nobody went to Oyo Rooms. The case of Byju's is in front of us, right? On the other side, you also need to keep a check on your health. The case of Jaroda's Nikhil Kamath heart attack is also known to all of us. So I keep advising on those points that have, besides your main, have few verticals, and you never know with this AI coming on, where would service industries land up? People are saying there will be no law, lawyers will not be required. Service industries, there will be lot of job cuts because perhaps robots will be doing the job, majority of the job. So in my opinion, it is always were to have a vertical where production should be there. And I keep quoting the example to Abhiraj about Vijay Mallya, where airlines failed, but United Brewery is running fine, and our military canteens are filled with Kingfisher, Ultra Kingfisher Premium. So you should have one vertical where there should be a production, right? So now he has started that native water purifier and urban companies locks, etc. on a small scale, and let us see where we go. Because COVID will come, another COVID, and the service industries will be again tough. Then what will you do?
I guess yes, urban companies survived that because we were very afraid of going outside, but we were still okay. People coming in home and wearing masks and these things were taken care of. So it was 3-4 months were very tough for everyone, every business.
Yes.
90% of the startups shut down in the first 4 months. Then the next 12 months were more tough, but urban company navigated it really well. And I guess there must be 1% credit that we should give to you on raising a son like that. You have raised a tiger of an entrepreneur. So
No. See, Abhiraj says very clearly, lot of people have got very wrong notion of startup, that open a startup and you will earn millions in. No, there are no short-term measure. This is the 11th year running, and probably this year the IPO will come. So, and by the time you settle down, it is 20 years journey. You know it better than. There are no shortcuts in startups. And unlike this thing, few people who have sold their startups, I don't think Abhiraj believes in that, in selling a pieces. He has made that famous quote that institutions are made to last, not to sell.
yes.
Nice.
So, and yesterday he was with Bill Gates on a breakfast meeting. So, Bill Gates wanted to know, he had called few startups and this thing who are there, who are basically hiring gig workers, ke what is happening and how are they running.
So I guess if Abhraj is watching, so we should officially invite him to the office as well if he has time someday, and we can have a podcast together someday.
See, right now the issue is this SEBI has put some restriction because IPO is coming to speak anything, because certain words may be taken as insider trading. कि बता दें, कोई ये पूछेगा कि भाई आईपीओ में लगाएं पैसा कि नहीं लगाएं या नहीं लगाएं ना, और मतलब सो मतलब it is such a restriction as of now. When you sometimes when you will apply for IPO, you will come to know this SEBI is really put so much of restrictions. I am not allowed to even invest in IPO.
Yes, I.
I'm not even allowed to invest.
Remember, yes.
I'm not allowed to advise. I'm not allowed to speak how the company is running, what is it, this thing, because anything will be taken as this thing. तो ये जो फेज होता है जब आप आईपीओ के लिए अप्लाई करते हैं, काफी टफ फेज है till it is over.
And lot of startups have seen lot of tough times post IPO. I guess Paytm been one of them.
Nykaa,
Yeah.
जिसकी lady became the richest one thing, but Nykaa share with 1150 has come down to I think 200 or something like this now.
But that so my point is that we are judging startups IPO very wrong. They should be judged in a 10 years, 15 years time, not because these are not legacy businesses. So startup IPO should be seen as a 5 years, 10 years measures, not immediate return of investment and these things. So the market is judging them wrong. So Paytm will do really well, Nykaa will do really well, but the horizon should be very long term. So it is like unreal expectations they are putting on startups who are just 10-year-old. So Tata is a 150-year-old company. You cannot compare Tata with Paytm.
No, I think now SEBI has become tough on. In between, there was a phase when I think startups, when they brought their IPO, really got away with unrealistic premiums, right? Which were very unrealistic. I think now that has been
Market is
regulated.
correcting, yeah.
Yes, that has been regulated. You can't new company ask for 1 rupee share at 600 rupees or something. No, it's unrealistic premium. I think now it has been regulated by SEBI very strictly, because even forget about that. It is not even private. LIC LIC came up with the premium. Each share was 1,000 rupees, I think, and it is hovering around 760 rupees now. Government companies itself.
And we have a very good news to share, sir. We launched 2 projects in Goa. If you know, there's a Mandarin beach. We have 13 villa community in Mandarin. We have called La Mandre. We just received, I guess, OCNCC. So for those of you watching a real estate podcast for the first time, DMETians watching this. So what is OCNCC? And I read somewhere that there is no GST on registration, something like this.
OCNCC means it's a occupancy certificate and completion certificate. So officially the project is now delivered and it's ready to move. You can come, you can get the registered it and you can stay.
So what about like there's no GST on?
क्या होता है कि when you are buying a under construction property, so there is a GST liabilities. So once it's complete, you get a OC certificate, means it's a ready to move property. So there is no GST applicable on ready to move property.
Oh, good.
So anything like so I guess Bhal sir also talked about Portuguese settlement, and La Mandre is an Indo-Portuguese villa community. So what made you start an Indo-Portuguese community just because like so much international interest? Or
that is a architecture basically. That is a Portuguese architecture. The legacy they have like left. So this is a mix of Indo and Portuguese. So the design architect is based on that Indo-Portuguese. That's why I called it Indo-Portuguese architecture. So as a La Mandre, we have delivered a community of 13 villas that is on North Goa and close to Mandarin Beach. So it is our first delivery in Goa. So and another project is a golf city that is close to this Mopa Airport, Manohar International Parigar. So this is a proposed 500 acres of development, and entire development is focused across golf course and hospitality.
Very good.
So they have signed up with a 5-star chain to manage that. So my wife has purchased a villa for herself, but she came to know that later that it's already leased by a 5-star hotel. So she would be able to live in that villa, but only when the villa is not occupied by guests. So I guess something you can
yes,
clarify on that. Yeah.
So we have launched a very fantastic scheme. आपको generally real estate में it's like fantastic. And what is this scheme? Scheme is that we are saying we will pay you a fixed rental across the year, and also you can use your property as you like. Means you are getting a rental for entire year, and you are getting the whenever you want to stay, you can have your villa. Either your villa or alternate villa we will provide you can stay. If you want to stay for 10 days, 20 days, 30 days, 40 days in a year, you can go, you can stay, you can avail the amenities of the that 5-star resort, and you are getting the rental settlements. It's ad goods. So it's one property or your one villa is giving you the two advantages. One is you are getting a rental, another one you are staying as you want.
And the same system is in USA, condo system.
Yeah.
Right. So there also people who go for skiing, they have got this. Whole time you give it on rental. When you want to go and stay, you tell I want to come and stay. It is working fine there. It will work fine here also. I wanted to give one idea. Last week, 12th to 17th, I drove around. I first stayed at Nimrana, then I stayed at Chokadhani in Jaipur, and then I came to Tijara.
Yes.
Something like this should be also planned in Goa. It doesn't have anything like Dholare Dhani, Chokhare Dhani for visitors. Chokhare Dhani, I was there in the holy day on 14th of March. Chokidhani, ha. And good. Something like this Goa doesn't have.
So what is Chokidhani?
Chokidhani is basically a resort in Jaipur, and that is based on our like that traditional old village like
Hyderabad mein bhi hai. Dholare Dhani is in Hyderabad, something like this, which doesn't have. You stay inside, good rooms and entertainment facilities inside. It was good. Even Tijara also, something like a fort which they have made is very good. Actually, what Tijara general manager was telling me there, nowadays, if you make something where people can do destination wedding sitting there,
on that,
people go to Tijara to do destination wedding. On Goa में भी बहुत लोग जाएंगे destination wedding.
On that note, I guess if I'm right, you are giving one destination event every year.
That is
every year.
So, not every year. It's once in a lifetime.
Once in a lifetime.
So the scheme we were discussed earlier, you are getting a fixed rental, you are getting the stay. You are getting the stay as you required, and we are also offering you one destination. Either it could be the destination marriage, or it could be any corporate event. It's like a big corporate event, lifetime free, and other benefits like you are getting a discount on like your F&B bill and discounting on your other services in the resort.
तो मैं तो थोड़ा गलत समझाता कि मुझे लगा कि हर साल एक डेस्टिनेशन वेडिंग
नहीं, हर साल तो कहाँ अफोर्ड एक डेस्टिनेशन वेडिंग तिजारा में 2 दिन का उसने 80 lakhs बताया मेरे को।
Okay.
हाँ, that too with nominal, not very high class, मतलब ना, हाँ. So it is
we are giving one destination event in lifetime.
Usually destination wedding goes in CRs, no?
Yeah.
yes.
So we had the first session about DMET and its legacy, your journey. Now we covered about Goa, and we also touched base on entrepreneurship. So there are different communities who follow us. One is maritime community, DMET community, aviation community, and we are receiving a lot of international interest on our property. I guess for obvious reason, because Goa was a favorite place for international tourists. So my question or my request to you is, as we end the podcast, what is your advice? Like 5 advice that it is in general in life that young entrepreneurs like us, young DMETians who are listening to this podcast, people I see are not happy with their lives as I move around, and I am very, very surprised, because if even if they are earning money, they are not happy. Happiness is something that I really want Indian people, to be happy. If they are chasing something and if they are not happy, so why they are doing that? So if they're sailing and they are not happy, why they are sailing? So it's something that I believe that I have whenever I met you in Zoom conference, you seem someone who is very content and very happy. So what is the third question is, let's keep it 3, not 5. That to people who are not happy with their lives, what is your advice to them? 3 top advice to entrepreneurs, to maritime folks, and to people who are not happy with their lives. What 3 most important advice you will give to them? Or maybe let's say 5 advice that we can take this podcast home, and at the end, if you okay, Bhal साहब ने ये बोला है तो सुनते हैं, we'll run this on repeat.
See, I have been asking every student a very simple, basic question. Looks very simple, but very difficult to answer. कि भाई, what do you want? That is one question which one must ask to himself, to his father, to his wife. What do I want? You know me better. मुझे क्या चाहिए जिंदगी के अंदर? रास्ते नहीं कि मुझे इंजीनियर बनना है, डॉक्टर बनना है, लॉयर बनना है, चाहिए, ये सब रास्ते हैं कहीं जाने के. एंड में मुझे क्या चाहिए? और क्लियरली डिसाइड कर लीजिए. मुझे इनको बता रहा था कि आपको मल्टीपल नहीं मिलेगा. हमारी मैनेजमेंट में मैस्लोज नीड हायरार्की बहुत सही कहती है. पहला रोटी कपड़ा मकान, फिर लव एंड बिलोंगिंगनेस जहाँ शादी हुई बच्ची, उसके बाद पावर, प्रेस्टीज एंड मनी. इसमें से आपको एक ही मिले. भाई, राहुल गांधी के पास पैसा है तो प्रेस्टीज नहीं है, पप्पू पप्पू कह देते हैं लोग, ठीक है. तो एट दैट लेवल सो आप डिसाइड कर लीजिए कि आपको इन 3 में क्या चाहिए. अगर आपको 2 मिल गए तो बहुत ही आप लकी है. जनरली ऐसा नहीं होता है. एक ही मिलेगा, पावर, प्रेस्टीज और मनी. आप डिसाइड कर लें कि क्या चाहिए और उसमें कंटेंट रहे. और यस, आई पर्सनली फील दैट जो मेरीन इंजीनियर है, विच इज अ कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ इलेक्ट्रिकल, मैकेनिकल एंड स्ट्रक्चर, हैज गॉट अ tremendous potential to go out of this maritime world and be successful. People have done it. मैं बाहर लोगों को देख रहा हूं और मैंने ये 1200 से ज्यादा स्टूडेंट 3.5 साल में, इनका पोटेंशियल उनसे बहुत ज्यादा है. Only thing, somehow because of history they have remained confined to only जैसे ही बीटेक मैरीन इंजीनियरिंग की जाके शिप ज्वाइन कर लिया और वही सेलिंग करते रहे till they became chief engineer and remain confined. They should come out. देखिए, पैसा एक लेवल तक कमाइए, then fulfill your dreams of becoming an entrepreneur. There is no better satisfaction when you become an entrepreneur and give job to a lot of people. You are helping the Indian economy rather than only helping your economy. Yes. That will bring satisfaction in you. People who are not satisfied, कल मैं पढ़ रहा था, इंडिया सेटिस्फेक्शन इंडेक्स में 118 है कंट्रीज में, फिनलैंड बीइंग द नंबर 1. ठीक है, तो सेटिस्फेक्शन तभी आएगा जब आप अपने पैशन के अकॉर्डिंगली काम करोगे एंड नॉट जस्ट रन बिहाइंड द मनी. व्हाट इज योर पैशन? एंड यस, एक सेइंग है कि इन मैनेजमेंट इट इज टॉट टू अस, ए क्वेश्चन वाज आस्क्ड कि आप कौन सी फैमिली है जो सबसे ज्यादा खुशी फैमिली है. एंड आफ्टर लॉट ऑफ रिसर्च द आंसर हैज कम आउट कि जिसमें शाम को घर वाले बैठ के गप करते हैं ना, वो फैमिली सबसे ज्यादा खुशी है. अगर आपके पास अपनी फैमिली के साथ गप करने का टाइम नहीं है, वाइफ की सुनने का टाइम नहीं है कि क्या हुआ पड़ोस में, ये हुआ, देन यू आर नॉट अ हैप्पी फैमिली. हाँ, ये मैनेजमेंट में नंबर 1 रिसर्च के बाद आया है. अगर घर में गप नहीं होते आपके ना, तो आप हैप्पी फैमिली नहीं हो. ये याद रखिएगा. लॉट ऑफ रिसर्च हैज बीन डन. अगर आप घर पहुंचे और जल्दी से नहा धो के खाना लगा दो और फिर मैं सोने जा रहा हूँ, नहीं, वो नहीं है. सुनिए घर वालों की, उनसे पूछिए कि क्या हुआ. बच्चे की सुनिए कि क्या पढ़ाया गया था आज स्कूल में. लॉट ऑफ पेरेंट्स डू नॉट नो द नेम्स ऑफ द ऑथर के वो उसकी फिजिक्स की बुक कौन किसकी है, लिखी हुई, इंग्लिश की बुक किसने लिखी है, हिंदी की किसने लिखी है, कौन सा चैप्टर पढ़ाया जा रहा है. इट विल टेक ओनली 10 minutes फॉर यू टू आस्क योर किड्स, नॉट मोर देन दैट, कि आज पे क्या पढ़ाया गया. बट डेवलप दैट कम्युनिकेशन विद किड्स एंड द फैमिली मेंबर्स, तो आप खुश रहोगे. इफ देर इज नो कम्युनिकेशन, नील कम्युनिकेशन ओनली ऑन एज रिक्वायर्ड बेसिस, तब फिर उतनी खुशी नहीं आएगी.
आजकल मोबाइल में लोग रील ज्यादा देखते हैं, अपने बच्चों से कम बात करते हैं,
तो
और कोई हादसा हो जाता है तो स्कूल को ब्लेम करते हैं. फिर
नहीं, वो नहीं. कम्युनिकेशन जो है ना, एक, एंड कम्युनिकेशन इज अ वेरी गुड डेफिनेशन बिटवीन कम्युनिकेशन एंड टेलिंग. अगर मैं आपको कुछ बोल रहा हूं, देन इट इज टेलिंग, वन वे. कम्युनिकेशन मीन्स I have told you something, you have understood, and you are behaving in a way which I am expecting.
Yes,
That is effective communication, and that should be the communication, right? And ये नहीं है कि अगर वाइफ कुछ कह रही है, when you reach home, she has an interesting episode to tell you, whether it is gossip or something, right? Now you can't show disinterest in that. Right, you have to show interest in that.
or at least act to show it.
Yes, yes, you have to listen to her. She has been waiting the whole day to tell you that.
Yeah.
ठीक है.
नहीं, आजकल तो वेट नहीं करना, आजकल तो व्हाट्सएप पे चालू हो जाता है.
हाँ, तो वही, you have to show some interest. And हाँ, I was listening to one WhatsApp पे आया था where one person asked कि मेरी वाइफ में जब मुझसे पूछती है कि मैं कैसी लग रही हूँ, तो मैं कोई भी जवाब दूं तो वो गुस्सा ही हो जाती है. The lady asked, तुम आप क्या जवाब देते हो? तो he said कि मैं जवाब देता हूँ अच्छी लग रही हूँ. तो उसने कहा कि बस यही जवाब है. अरे कुछ बोलो, ये ड्रेस तुम पे कितनी अच्छी लग रही है, लिपस्टिक का कलर तुम्हें सूट करता है, ये आईलाइनर तो उस दिन गए थे तुम खरीद के लाए हो मेरे साथ, ये हेयर स्टाइल तुम्हारा कितना बढ़िया है, यू आर लुकिंग डैशिंग टुडे. कुछ तो एक्सप्लेन करिए आप. सिर्फ अच्छी से करने से कैसे काम चलेगा?
तो ये हमको अगले पॉडकास्ट में, जिसका नाम रहेगा दिल तो बच्चा है जी,
हाँ,
तो उसमें जरूर हम लोग होस्ट बनाएंगे कमोडर भल साहब.
वाइफ को हैप्पी करिए.
तो फॉर ऑल द एंटरप्रेन्योर्स, ये पहली सीख है कि कीप योर द लेडी ऑफ द हाउस, द बॉस ऑफ द हाउस हैप्पी.
हाँ, वो हैप्पी रहेगी तो आप हैप्पी रहेंगे. और लेडी को हैप्पी करना कोई ज्यादा मुश्किल काम नहीं है आपका. ओनली थिंग, यू पे अटेंशन टू व्हाट शी इज सेइंग. वो क्या कह रही है उसको पेशेंटली हियर करिए. शी हैज बीन वेटिंग होल डे, वो वेट कर रही है कि हस्बैंड वापस आएगा, कुछ उसे बताना है. ठीक है, अब मैं टायर्ड हूं और मैं अब बकवास क्या कर रही हूँ, मैं थका रहा आया हूँ, ये सब कहना नहीं होना चाहिए. सुनिए आप उसकी, और अच्छे से सुनिए, बस शी विल बी वेरी हैप्पी.
जिंदगी का मंत्र मिल चुका है हम लोग को आज. एंड I would like to thank Sheeshram ji and Bhal sir for coming for the podcast. Till the next podcast, sayonara, bye bye, tata, shabba khair.